So I already shot an intro to this video and then I realized I didn't turn my mic on until halfway through shooting the video. Because I'm smooth like that. Yep, so there's gonna be a voiceover for part of it. I also bought a new mic, so playing around with how the sound sounds. But yep, this is more of a goofy, fun video. I'm getting ready for work. I'm about to be late to it, so I'm about to hightail out of here. But I'm a bookseller, and the event I'm working tonight is Holly Black. She already went on tour for the Cool Print, so she's going to be there as a Clarion instructor, which is a writing program. But I did this makeup look inspired by the book, so we've got gold and brown tones going on. But yeah, without further ado, and so I'm not late to work, let's go ahead and get into the video. Okay, so I promised this voiceover only lasts like a minute, maybe two at the most, but we're going to start off by priming our eyes. I've put the primer on the back of my hand to warm it up a little bit, and then I'm just going to dab it on with my finger. This is the Smashbox Photo Finish like 24-hour primer, so it is clear, but it does a great job of really adhering the eyeshadows. And we're going to set it, I'm setting it with a very good amount of this bone color eyeshadow, so since the primer is not blocking out my eyes, the eyeshadow will. Now we're going to go in with this dark brown color from the Soft Glam palette from ABH, and we are going to start placing the eyeshadow. We're going to be doing a halo eye, so we're going to put it in the outer V as well as the inner V of the eye. And right now I'm just really going to be creating that shape, and to do that, as you can see, I'm stippling the brown into the eye. I'm not using big circular motions or anything like that. I am just using very small and light stippling motions. And just keep on doing that to create the shape that you want. Now we're going to go ahead and do the inner part of the eye as well. Exact same technique, just stippling it in. And as you'll see, I'm not taking the brown too high. I'm going in and creating it, kind of following the crease of the eye. Because I don't want this, I want it to be blown out, but I want it to go too high towards my eyebrow. So now that we've got the rough shape of our halo eye, and I realized that my mic wasn't turned on, so you're probably listening to a lovely voiceover, we are going to clean up the shape that we have. And to do that, I am going to go in with a clean brush. I'm putting down the one that is dirty. And I'm going to find just a fluffy brush, and before I add any more product onto it, I'm going to keep it clean, and I'm just going to lightly go over all of the edges. And this is where I'm going to use those, you know, small, very gentle circle motions to blend out the edges of the shape that we have built. So you'll see blown out and smoky. Not blown out and smoky. Blown out and smoky, still blending, and then, you know, you get it. And what I'm doing is, while I am leaving this part of my eye blank, I am, while I'm blending, connecting the brown color up at the top. So I will, like, blend and then kind of swoop it over, just so it lightly connects up top, but we're really leaving this part open right here. And then to blend it out a little bit more even, because this is, you know, this is nice, but I want it more blended. This is when I'm going to go in with a lighter color. And I'm going to start off, actually, I'm going to go in with Rustic right here. And on the same brush we just used, we're actually going to now add a little product. And I'm going to start about here, so not on the exact edge, but like right here. And just kind of build it in and smoke out the edge that we've been blending even more with it. I think you can see the difference between this eye and this eye. You want to make sure that when, you know, you're doing this, when you're blending, that you keep your blend where you want it to go. I have not a lot of, like, space between my lid and my eyebrow, so I will take my eyeshadow pretty high, otherwise you would never see anything that I did. But, depending on your eye shape, pay attention to, like, how high you want to be blending your eyeshadows. And then one last thing that I'm going to do to blend it, just because I'm being extra, I'm going to go into burnt orange right here. And on a fluffy brush, I'm just going to tap the smallest amount and just really feather that into the edge of what we were doing. And I'm hardly using any pressure when I am touching my brush to my face when I'm doing this. And then we're going to go back in with the first brush that we used and that dark Cypress Umber. And all this blending has kind of lessened the intensity of that dark brown that we first laid down. So I am just going to go back in and stipple it where I want to add the dark brown back into it. And so now that we've got the eyes blended, remember that through the magic of video editing, my blending goes a lot faster than when, you know, what I'm actually doing. So make sure that you take your time with your blending. And now that we have got our eyes blended, for the top part anyways, we are going to add the gold. Now the gold that we're going to use today, well, I'm going to use today, you don't need to use this palette, by the way. It's just brown colors. Use whatever brown palette you got. But we're going to go into this gold color right here. I don't even think I'm going to try using a brush. I think I'm just going to go in with my finger. My camera will focus. So I'm literally just going to tap tap. And just dab dab. Ooh, that is very pretty. For shimmers, when you can, I always feel like using your fingers better, to be honest. And where I am placing the gold is right in the center of my eye. And I'm just kind of tapping and blending it, and then I'm going to go back in with a clean brush, actually. We're going to go in with a clean brush. So this doesn't look clean, but it's clean. And then with a very light hand, I'm just going to like feather it back and forth to blend our matte eyeshadows with that gold. And what I'm noticing is as soon as I put a brush to that gold, it like all went away, which isn't really good. So I'm just going to do my best to blend it with my finger then. I would probably next time I tried this look then, for this gold, use a glitter glue as the base for it. Anytime you're using a shimmer, if you actually put a glitter base underneath, it's gonna really make sure it doesn't go anywhere. I wasn't going for that intensive a look though, so I didn't think it'd be necessary. But now we're just gonna finish the face really quickly. I'm going to zoom you out and we're gonna go really quickly through the face because we can. Okay, so my face has already been kind of primed with the moisturizer that I used. To prime it a little bit more in the spots that have, I'm just gonna flick away the fallout that I've got. Oh goodness. To prime it a little bit more though in the spots where I'm kind of oily slash, have big pores, I'm just gonna go in with the Smashbox Photo Finish Iconic Primer Stick. And I'm literally just going to dab it like on my nose and then on my forehead. I also do have like a lot of breakouts as well as like recovering from a mild sunburn. I normally have the tendencies of a vampire when it comes to the sun. And pat it, don't rub it, but pat it into your face. But I went to Vegas with my friend last weekend. We did like a little spontaneous trip. And it was really good the one time I went to the pool about putting on sunscreen. It was when we were driving back and we were stuck in the car. I had on long sleeves, I had on jeans. I forgot to put sunscreen on my face. And my face got sunburned because of it. Okay, now that our face is primed though, I'm going to reach for the foundation over here that I've got. I use this a lot. It's the Bye Bye Foundation Full Cover Moisturizer by It Cosmetics. If you have dry skin, I'm just going to squirt it all over my face and blend it in. Insert horrendous jokes. But if you have dry skin, I think you would really, really like this. Also, it has SPF in it, which makes me super happy. If you have oily combo skin, like me, I love it because the finish on it's very natural. When it's winter, I don't even necessarily need to set it a lot, but when it's the summer or I'm super oily, I will still use this foundation though, and then just set it with a crap ton of powder. And it doesn't break down any faster or cause me any more issues than, like, it's obviously not a matte foundation, but it still works well. And then this is a medium coverage foundation too, so even though I'm kind of sunburnt and had a lot of acne, since I'm going to work and I'm gonna be there until late into the night, I like to do more of a medium coverage as opposed to like a full coverage, just for a personal preference. And also too, I'm not going in super hard on like my under eye area with my foundation, because I'm going to put concealer there, so I'm like, it's not needed. I will cover up all my beautiful acne spots though. Can you tell I'm going really quickly right now? Because I'm like, eek! 10 minutes until I need to leave for work. Can we do it? Can we finish in time? Now that the mic is on and working! Okay, and then sticking in the whole natural vibe feels that we've got going on, I'm going to mix. I got the ColourPop concealers, and I got a color that's like my skin tone, which is great. Not the best for under eye highlighting, and then I got a color that's a little too white. Which is good, because normally, to be honest, it's hard for me to find a concealer for brightening under the eyes that's too white, so good on them. Because if you are truly like very, very fair, they actually have concealer colors that'll work for you. So what I'm going to do is a good old blending of colors. These also oxidize a little as well, but they blend out quite nicely. They definitely have a natural feel to them. And then this is where we're gonna clean up under our eye and make everything look nice and beautiful again. And I have been using a dry sponge. Depending on what I'm doing, I will use a dry and or a wet sponge. Since we are using a moisturizing foundation and whatnot, one, I am using a dry sponge because I will get more coverage out of the foundation using a dry sponge. And two, I don't need to be putting any more moisture back in my face, which a wet sponge can do. And that's really not what I'm going for, since I don't need more moisture going back into my face. Alright, sweet. That quickly cleaned up our under eyes. There we go. Symmetry is so hard but important to try and find. And then I'm just going to quickly highlight my nose and my forehead. If I highlight under my eyes, I feel like I need to do this for the rest of my face. Otherwise, I feel like under my eyes looks really, really white in comparison to the other high points of my face. So it's kind of an all or nothing for me. I'll either do all of it or I'll do none of it. I feel like I'm doing like the 5-minute makeup challenge right now because I'm like, I need to leave! And then we are going to set everything. I'm going to be setting it with the Laura Mercier setting powder because it's super mattifying. And I don't want to be a grease ball for the rest of the day. And when, oh, I just got powder all over my outfit! Oh no! Party foul! I might need to change before I go to work. We're going to see if we can save this. We're going to see. We're going to see. This is why you shouldn't hurry when you do makeup. This is why trying to record a video before going to work is a bad idea. It's a bad idea. Don't do it. So, we're going to finish up really quickly. For my eyebrows, going to be super easy today. I'm just going to go in with a gel and comb them into the shape I want. I have pretty thick eyebrows, so pretty lazy with my eyebrow routine. But I will comb them into a shape. Sometimes I'll even define them with a pencil. But we don't have time for that. Now that we have got that down, for a blush, we're just going to go all out of the way. When I'm getting ready, I kind of go in random steps. But for blush today, we're just going more for definition on the face. It's almost going to act, I'm using this color right here. It's for just Physicians Formula Plum Rose. And it's a very dusty color, so it's gonna, for me today, act as blush as well as kind of contour and bronzer. It's just gonna overall add the warmth back into my face without me needing to use like 2 or 3 different products. And you can see I am taking it on my cheek, but then I'm really, really, really diffusing it just to give a very like natural look to it, a very skin feel. For highlighter, gonna be using my favorite highlighter because it looks like a rose, the Smashbox and Vlada combo. I go in with the color Gilded Rose. I was actually very pleasantly surprised that I can wear this. I thought it was gonna be too dark. And when I actually put it on, it isn't. It is a very subtle highlight though. Not like horrendously subtle, but if you're someone who is expecting a highlighter to signal to aliens that you are on planet Earth, this will probably not be the highlighter for you. If you like a more natural glow though that you can build up, which is what I like, then I think you'll really like this highlight. Now to finish the under eye, since we are running out of time, we're going to keep it super, super simple. We are going to go in with a brush, shocker, tiny little pencil bullet brush. You're going to go back in with Cypress Umber. And we are just going to smoke out the lower lash line. This is the e.l.f. pencil brush that I really, really like. Highly recommend it. It's great for smudging out, smoking out your lower lash line. I'm just going to tightline and waterline using, this is the Rimmel Exaggerate Waterproof Eye Definer in the color Black. And I almost forgot, but to finish off the eyes, I actually, before we put on mascara, because that'll be the true finishing of the eyeballs, I want to do some inner corner highlighter. I'm just going under the same highlighter that we used on our cheeks. And I'm just going to pop that into the inner corner just to, you know, open it up a little bit more. Now that we've got that, I'm like, what else do we need? We need eyelashes and we need lipstick. So today I'm just going to be using the Voluminous Lash Paradise by L'Oreal. A lot of people say that this is a dupe for the Too Faced Better Than Sex, and while it's a good mascara, I think the Too Faced is better. I can confidently say that as someone who has used the Too Faced for a really long period of time. This is pretty, but the Too Faced one, personally for me at least, it does more for my lashes. Now all we have to do is lips, and I think we can actually get out the door in time for work. We are going to go in with Chula by Kat Von D. It's like a nice red. And her lipsticks are, the new formula is better, but they're not very moisturizing. So we're going to do like kind of a blown out, a little bit blended look. I'll smear it around like this, then go in with a little brush and feather the edges. And then to kind of help out my really sad lips, I'm going to wear gloss today. And I'm going to go in with the Milani gloss. I couldn't find the Sephora one I wanted to use, so we're going to use the Milani one. It still is good. It's not as wet looking as the Sephora, but is very long lasting. I'm going to dab that in the center and then to spread it out. And then there we go. I will set my face with a setting spray off camera, but otherwise we are done. I am going to run off to work. Thank you for sticking through this crazy video with me. The next one will be more composed. And I will turn the mic on before I start recording. I'll remember to do that. But if you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you really liked it, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button, and I hope to see you in the next video. Have a good day, night, evening, wherever you are, and goodbye!